सबको नमस्ते। आईएफएफ न्यूज की तरफ से मैं शायन और मेरे साथ आज जुड़े हैं जयदीप बासु, एक्स AIFF मीडिया डायरेक्टर एंड ऑब्वियसली अ वेरी सीनियर एंड वेटरन जर्नलिस्ट एंड who has been following Indian football for a long time. Thank you, Jaydeep, for taking out time and joining us again.
Thank you for inviting me once again.
Sure, Tata. Actually, it's an way we could understand more about the way Indian football is growing, generally now going in which direction. So, Jaydeep, keeping things straight to the point, actually, I think yesterday you tweeted, in Twitter you posted one part and which went quite viral, and I think many of the people in Twitter, it caught people by storm. Your tweet. So kindly, if it's possible from you, to understand, मैं हम लोग जानना चाहेंगे because many of our viewers want to know from your side that what was that tweet basically like, and what's as you said there will be no confidence for Kalyan Chaubey. What was it like? Means ये क्या है, इसका backdrop क्या है? थोड़ा हमारे दर्शक और मेरे को
You are right, Shan, but can you just explain the tweet so that the listeners will be able to?
Sure. आपने जो ट्वीट किया है, मैं आपको पूरा कोट करता हूँ। कल आपने जो ट्वीट किया है एंड वो ट्विटर में आप कल किए थे, तो इसमें आपने लिखा है नो कॉन्फिडेंस फॉर कल्याण चौबे। उसके बाद आपने बोला लगभग 20 स्टेट एफएस है जिन्होंने एक आर्टिकल 25.3 इन एआईएफएफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को फोर्स करने, मतलब जो लागू हो रहा था, और उससे क्या एक एआईएफएफ के एक मेंबर को वेकेट करना था उनका पोजीशन। तो इसके लिए वो इसको रिफ्यूज कर रही है आर्टिकल को एक्सेप्ट करने से 25.3C इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, द चेंज जो होने वाला है। इसीलिए उन्होंने एजीएम कॉल किया है नवंबर 24 तारीख को, आफ्टर आई थिंक मेजोरिटी मेंबर्स रिजेक्टेड द आर्टिकल्स एग्रीड अपॉन बाय द एआईएफएफ इन सुप्रीम कोर्ट। जो उन्होंने एग्री किया था एआईएफएफ ने, आई थिंक उन्होंने फिर से गलती किया है, वो आप हम लोग को और बताओगे। तो यही था सारांश जो मेरे को समझ में आया है। तो आई थिंक नो बेटर पर्सन देन यू टू से द मैटर इन detail.
First of all, Shayan, my tweet, the first heading was, I always put a heading in my tweet. I tried to put a heading in my tweet in which I said, no confidence for Kalyan Chaubey with a question mark.
Yes.
So I didn't specify that there is a no confidence. I said there is a question mark. See, we have to go back to a few steps behind before we could really talk about it. First thing is that when the AIFF constitution was finally cleared by the Supreme Court, I think that was September 19. I think so. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was September 19. In that constitution, there was a lot of clauses which people had objections about, but mainly what AIFF did, AIFF did pass the constitution, I think, in their special general meeting. They did pass the constitution. I think it was held on 12th of October. But they said there are two clauses on which, two articles of the constitution, they will go back to the Supreme Court and will seek their views and will try to put their views. One was 23 point something, I don't remember which was, which said that in every amendment the AIFF will have to go back to the Supreme Court. Every amendment of the constitution is a constitution के अंदर कोई भी amend वो करना चाहेगा AIFF, तो उनको Supreme Court के permission लेना पड़ेगा। तो इस पे AIFF ने बोला कि ये अगर आप ये क्लॉज लोगे तो उसको FIFA might take it as a third party interference and create problem for AIFF. This is one. And second is 25.33C, Article 25.3C, which says that if once someone becomes an official in the AIFF, that means either an office bearer, means either a president or treasurer, vice president or whatever. Office bearer is of course only president and treasurer. Vice president is not an office bearer. These two, or a member like a vice president or an executive member. In that case, any AIFF official, in that case, he will be deemed to have vacated his post in the state association. ज्यादातर क्या होता है शायद कि ये जो ज्यादातर क्या शुरू से जो हुआ जा रहा है from 1937 onwards when the AIFF was formed, from that time onwards what is happening, that all the EXCO members of the AIFF or the office bearers of the AIFF, also they hold their respective post in their state association. In the current EXCO, इस EXCO के अंदर कम से कम 15 मेंबर है, वो आपने 14 तो है ही है मेरे ख्याल से. I can name all of them. मतलब if you show me the list, I can name all of them. They are either president or secretary or joint secretary or some way or the other office bearers in their respective state associations also. Now the new rule is saying that if he is an EXCO member, that means he has vacated his post back in state. Okay. Which if you ask me personally, I think it's this article is somewhat impractical. It doesn't happen like that. Even if you say they talk about the best of administrators in the AIFF, if you say look at the past, like Pankaj Gupta, or for that matter, the last president was Mr. Patel. If you look at them, they were all office bearers in their state associations also. Mr. Pankaj Gupta was the secretary or president of the IFA, the Bengal, the governing body of the parent body of Bengal football for a long time. So was Mr. Patel. Mr. Patel is still the president of WIFA, Western India Football Association. That is the governing body of Maharashtra football. But it didn't really had a conflict of interest because he was working at both, and things were running very smoothly. But Supreme Court didn't want to be like that. The Supreme Court wanted anybody working in the AIFF should be fully in the AIFF, and he should have no relation with the mother. He will not hold any post in the state association. So these are the two clauses on which AIFF went to the court. And Supreme Court said that the first clause, the 23 point something, which says that for any amendment they will have to come to Supreme Court. Supreme Court says let's delete it. Then remove that article. But in this thing, also they were very reluctant to remove it. So finally, AIFF, it is on record. It is in Justice Nageshwar Rao's report also. One can easily refer to it. What I am telling you is there in black and white that AIFF, in that case, they went to the court and said, okay, you keep this clause, keep this article, but keep the present committee out of it.
Okay.
Which a lot of people thought it was done with a selfish motive. Because Mr. Kalyan Chaubey will remain the president for the next 9 months or 10 months or whatever it is. When this committee, so he wants his committee to be there because otherwise his committee will have resigned. Most of the members would have resigned from his committee because nobody wants to leave their state associations. They would rather leave their AIFF post than leaving their स्टेट एसोसिएशंस पोस्ट. ये सब लोग हैं कि जो स्टेट एसोसिएशंस में रहना चाहते हैं. उनको एएफएफ में पोस्ट ना भी मिले तो उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन स्टेट एसोसिएशंस कोई छोड़ना नहीं चाहते क्योंकि देयर बेस इज फ्रॉम द स्टेट एसोसिएशन. नोबडी वांट्स टू लूज देयर बेस. दैट इज द थिंग. सो मिस्टर चौबे वेंट टू द कोर्ट, मतलब AIFF lawyer went to the court and said कि you put the clause but not for this term. So the Supreme Court said, okay, I'm not removing this article, but I'm suspending it till the time this committee goes. From the next time, everybody will have to leave. So that means, मतलब इसके बाद जो committee आएगा, उसको कुछ भी होए, this AIFF has no concern about that. This is the thing. That is the problem. So, and several members have alleged, and they have alleged to me also in private conversation. They have, a lot of them told me, but this plea to the Supreme Court that we will accept this clause or accept this article, only you leave us for the 9 months. This was done. This was submitted to the court without even bothering to discuss the members.
Okay.
So now what happens on 7th of November, I think 7th of November, a mail was sent to all the members saying that these are the two clauses which needs to be approved and do it in the next 48 hours by 9 p.m. or 9, something like that, on 9th of November. So now most of the members have said that we are not okay with it. So I tweeted it because I thought it is a kind of no confidence motion for the president, because it is initiated by the president. An affidavit to the Supreme Court in this regard will have to be given by the president only. So that's why I left with a question mark, saying, is it a kind of no confidence for the president? So, but the AIFF is quite, as far as I know, is quite perturbed by this development of the members turning down the AIFF's AIFF plea to sign on the dotted lines. So yesterday they send urgently a letter to hold a special general meeting on 24th. But on this issue. But today, as far as I know, that 24th meeting may not be held. They are personally calling personally calling the members on 19th.
Okay.
So the members who have not agreed with the AIFF proposal, there is a large number of them, almost 20 people have not agreed to it. 20 state associations. They are calling them to Delhi on 19th, having a discussion. And AIFF has also moved to the court, telling the court that that my members are not okay with it. So we are calling a meeting. So please wait up to 30th of November before we could submit the affidavit accepting the proposal, accepting the article. So this is the story.
Okay. I think जयदीप, I think आपने सही चीजें बहुत ही, I think you said काफी उसको डिटेल में बताया हम लोग को. So I think we can also understand for it, because हमारे यहाँ पर बहुत सारे बोल रहे हैं हाँ हिंदी में. Actually we are trying to do it Hindi and English both. So majority of people will come to know. Thank you, Jaydeep. I think I'll go to the next part of our discussion, which is very, very important. Jaydeep, मेरे को एक चीज बताइए. हाल फिलहाल में जो AIFF है, जो ऑल इंडियन फुटबॉल फेडरेशन है, वो काफी क्या बोलते हैं डिफिकल्टीज से जा रहा है सब जगह पे. अगर आप देख लोगे अभी इंडियन फुटबॉल का जो हालात है सब जगह पे, इट्स स्ट्रगलिंग. अभी आप देखो इंडियन सुपर लीग अभी तक स्टार्ट ही नहीं हुआ, उसका किक ऑफ नहीं हुआ है. एंड अभी भी हम लोग को पता नहीं है कब स्टार्ट होगा, जो सबसे बड़ा वरिंग फैक्टर है मेरे लिए. फिर AIFF नया मार्केटिंग पार्टनर खोजने स्टार्ट किया. इट हैज आल्सो हिट अ डेड एंड. उसमें भी कुछ पता नहीं क्या, मतलब कौन बनेगा. nobody bidded for it. They have not able to start the I League also. Currently we don't know what will be happen. एक IWL का उन्होंने बताया है, बट उसका भी कोई क्लैरिटी उतना नहीं है. एक जगह पे होगा, सेंट्रलाइज्ड वेन्यू में होगा, ये बोल के उन्होंने छोड़ दिया है. आपको क्या लगता है जयदीप, आप तो बहुत साल से इंडियन फुटबॉल देखे हो, इस सर्कमस्टेंसेस आपको नहीं लगता ये जो करंट कमेटी है जो AIFF चला रहा है, कल्याण चौबे एंड हिज टीम मेंबर, आपको नहीं लगता ये सबसे वर्स्ट रेजिम है इंडियन फुटबॉल हिस्ट्री में? ये मेरा बात नहीं है, लेट मी फिनिश दिस. ये मेरा बात नहीं है. आई थिंक ये देखिए उत्कर्ष भी यहाँ पर बोल रहा है. many other comment people are killing. Shomo is saying the same thing. ये जो कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं तो इसका एक क्या दर्शाता है? बिकॉज आप बहुत मेरे से भी पहले you have covered more games, you have seen more Indian football than anybody in India right now. जितने भी हैं, I think you were one of the जो बहुत पहले से फॉलो कर. आपको नहीं लगता this is the worst regime we have seen? Let's put things very straight, Dada. It's the worst regime.
Shayan, you have put me a very straight question whether this is the worst ever regime in Indian football, isn't it?
Yes.
लेकिन इसको अगर आप बोल रहे कि ये वर्स्ट एवर रेजिम है, इससे खराब कोई रेजिम आज तक आया नहीं है, अगर हम बोले, आप बोले, जो भी है, अगर हम बोले, तो ये इट विल बिकम अ वेरी स्वीपिंग स्टेटमेंट, क्योंकि दिस इशू इज वेरी सब्जेक्टिव. इट कैन बी डिबेटेड. lot of other previous incidents can be brought in where it could be said कि no, और इससे भी खराब था ये, so and so happened and all these things, and only history will tell you what it is. We are sitting today in the current problem, so to call it a worst ever will not be the right way. As I said, it will be a sweeping statement. So history will determine, and history always determines after a few years, not immediately. History determines after 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, when they can watch the see the entire episode, what has happened in a most dispassionate manner from a distance. After 20 years, there are those who are now stakeholders or who are now associated with football. Many of them will not be there. Some of them will be there. Some of them will not be there. So a fresh look will be given to it, and it will be decided whether it was the worst ever or the best over or a middle level or somebody else was worst ever, whatever. But again, to come back to your point, Simon, there is absolutely no doubt about that. That the way things are moving at the moment, the way things are moving, the way AIFF is failing in one after one of their in every task of them, and almost on a what I say on a not on a monthly or a weekly basis, on a daily basis, there is a skeleton tumbling out of their cupboard at regular interval, at unfailing regularity, I would rather say. तो उसमें आपको तो अगर जो लोग बोलते हैं कि ये वर्स्ट एवर रेजिम है, जो लोग बोल रहे हैं, it will be difficult for me to counter them. This much I can say. I will not be very upset with them, or I will not blame them for saying it. It will be difficult for me to bring some counterpoint on it. This much I can say.
जयदीप, एक चीज ठीक है, आपने भी चलो, you also understand the pain of a Indian football fan right now, Indian football fan का जो हालत है. जयदीप, एक चीज बताइए, मतलब मेरे को एक चीज आपसे समझना है, और जो हमारे प्रेसिडेंट साहब है वो परसों बोलते हैं नहीं हम लोग फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जनवरी में मैच स्टार्ट करेंगे, हम लोग मई में खत्म कर देंगे. सो मतलब ऐसा नहीं, मेरे को सब पता है यार, ये नहीं है, बट कोई भी आदमी जहां पर पार्टनर ही फाइनल नहीं हुआ, आप डेट्स दे रहे हो पब्लिकली, ऐसे में हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे, यहाँ तक खत्म कर देंगे, इतना दिन में इतना मैचेस हम खेल सकते हैं. डू यू थिंक इट्स मोर ऑफ प्लेइंग टू द गैलरी करंटली व्हाट देयर पोजीशन है? वो गैलरी में खेल रहे हैं, उनको लग रहा है ये बोलने से एटलीस्ट लोगों को थोड़ा शांत मिलेगा, प्लेयर से बात कर लिया, सब कंट्रोल में है, अभी हम लोग दिखाएंगे ना वी आर एक्टिंग टू इट. शायद उनको ये काम पहले करना चाहिए था जो अभी वो कर रहे हैं. एंड जब उनको बिड सही से कोई बिड ही नहीं कर रहा है तो वो कैसे बोलते रहे हम लोग जनवरी का फर्स्ट से स्टार्ट कर देंगे, खत्म कर देंगे? इट इज, एंड आई थिंक पीपल आर सपोर्टिंग इट, बोले नहीं वी कैन लीग स्टार्टिंग ऑन, आई हैव सीन मेनी ऑफ द रिपोर्टर्स सेइंग लीग स्टार्टिंग ऑन जनवरी. हाउ श्योर दे कैन बी in this uncertain everything?
See, if you ask me, I think what do I say? I think that if I know Mr. Chaubey correctly, if I gauged him correctly, he loves to gauge headlines. That's why and without even bothering whether the thing he can really the full, he promises recklessly he promises. It will he will make promises which he himself knows he cannot fulfill, because nobody can fulfill. Why he can fulfill?
Right.
But still he will say. So it's a headline grabbing policy. So say domestic front, if you look at the domestic front in 2024-25 season, if you look at it, the current season which is over, and 2002 this season, if you look at it, he has completely failed the domestic season. It is not about starting the ISL only. ISL, okay, I can understand it's a big deal. You need a lot of money, and then old marketing partners are going out, and the new partners we have to bring in, and to raise money from the market of that level is very difficult. But he has failed in. That's it. Okay. तो आपको आई लीग शुरू करने में आपका क्या प्रॉब्लम था? आपका IWL शुरू करने में क्या प्रॉब्लम था? आपका IWL, आई लीग 2, आई लीग 3 मेरे कल जनवरी में होने का कुछ संभावना सुन रहे थे. आई लीग 2, IWL 2. What was wrong in starting it? If you look at the previous I League season, April 14 or 15, I think the last match of I League was played in the last season, in the current, and it took them 6 months to announce the winner of the league. आपको पास कैश का ऑर्डर है कि आप ट्रॉफी मत दीजिए. You defy the CAS order and go and present the trophy. And you get rebuked by the CAS, and the CAS order clearly says that it was wrong. And after that, when the CAS issues an order saying that that particular steel team is champion, you take another 3 months to announce it, and after that you take another 2 months to give them a trophy, and you fail to recover the trophy from the previous team. So you spend another 90,000 rupees to buy a new trophy and give it to these people, the new champion. So that means now 2 clubs will have winning trophies. And you also presented a set of medals to the team which you earlier declared champions. And you have presented another set of medals to the actual champions, which has been as per the CAS verdict. So now that means 2 teams will have winners' medal, and they have not even returned it. Repeated letters to them to return the trophy has gone without any result, and AIFF is not bothered about it. Same with the IWL. IWL आपका क्या हुआ? आप IWL आप क्या बोल रहे हो? आप बोल रहे हो मैं जाके दिसंबर में चालू करूंगा, जो कि आपको 2-3 महीने पहले चालू या 2 महीने पहले चालू कर देते. The thing is that आपने ये नहीं सोचा कि आज जो विमेंस टीम का जो थोड़ा बहुत सक्सेस आ रहा है, that was the reason why, क्योंकि आपने IWL को एक होम एंड अवे टूर्नामेंट शुरू किया था, which is perhaps the best thing the current regime of AIFF has done. I consider that is his greatest achievement of Kalyan Chaubey. I consider it to start the Indian Women's League on a home and away basis. You have even discarded that. आप बोल रहे हो आप सिंगल वेन्यू करेंगे दिसंबर में करके, फिर जनवरी के पास तो वुमेन्स टूर्नामेंट शुरू हो जाएगा आपका, मतलब द कैंप शुरू हो जाएगा for the Asian Championship, and the next leg you will do in April after a 3 months gap, and that will be also a single venue. Like this one will be a single venue, not a home and away basis.
Yeah, I think centralized venue. Because हम लोग cover करेंगे, हम लोगों के पास वही आएगा.
Perhaps the only good thing you have done, that also you have discarded. So domestic season he has completely destroyed. आप ये सोच के देखो, आप ISL नहीं हो रहा कि 1200 आदमी ये हो जाएगा, 1200 people will be jobless and all. I see it in the social media. But those who are in the social media, do they realize the thing that those playing in the I-League 2 or I-League 3 or IWL 2 or even in IWL, their payment is very low. कोई 20,000 महीने में खेलता है, कोई 50,000 महीने में खेलता है, कोई 40,000, 10,000 में महीने में, 15,000 महीने में खेलते हैं. And all clubs have stopped paying.
सही बात.
So don't think about only the ISL. वो तो top of the pyramid है ही है. लेकिन आपका lower base में कितने लोग, and all clubs have stopped paying. जो लोग सायन, the people who are taking 1 crore 50 lakhs or 80 lakhs or 1.5 crores or 2 crores per month, if they do not get a salary for 6 months, they can still sustain. But what about those people in IWL 2 or I-League 2 or I-League 3 who are not getting their salaries, whose salaries were only 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 50,000 maximum? What about those players? Nobody is thinking about them. Nobody is talking about them. The entire ecosystem has been destroyed. And Mr. Chaubey, since he is the president of the AIFF, despite several problems, I understand it. The problems are very complicated and multiple number of problems here. It is not easy to solve overnight. See, in social media, people solve problems overnight. It's not so. There are several other problems involved in it. Operational problems, that is one thing, and so many other problems are involved in it. Financial problems, but still, Mr. Chaubey is the president, and he should take responsibility for it. Mr. Chaubey has brought things to a play. I think his only option is if in the next 10 days, if he cannot solve this problem, especially this ISL problems, then he should submit his resignation and go home. That's all.
Correct. Yesterday we interviewed Baichung Bhutia, our ex-footballer. He also said the same thing. The way the Indian footballers they run for last 3 years, उनको लगा, मैं बाइचुंग भाई को पूछा भी था ये बात. He actually echoed जो आप बोल रहे हो. He said the same words which you said. The time has come for him to take some ownership and resign from the position because he has hit the biggest low of Indian football. हाँ, मैं मानता हूँ जयदीप दा, आपके साथ मैं पूरा अग्री करता हूँ जो पहला पार्ट आपने बोला, that हाँ इस रिजीम का सबसे बड़ा जो प्लस पॉइंट रहा है वुमेन्स फुटबॉल को इन्होंने एक दिशा दिया है, ये बात मैं मानता हूँ, और उसका रिजल्ट भी हम लोग के सामने है. तीनों एज ग्रुप में वी हैव क्वालिफाइड फॉर द मेन टूर्नामेंट एशियन कप का. आई थिंक ये क्रेडिट मैं इनको देता हूँ. साथ ही साथ मैं बोलूंगा द वे दे हैव मैनेज थिंग्स वो काफी एक डिजास्टरस रहा है. और आप सही बोले हो, डेली एवरी डे देयर इज अ न्यू स्केलेटन कमिंग आउट the way this is functioning. तो जयदीप एक चीज मैं आपको यहाँ पर पूछूंगा, which brings me to the next question, I think, which is very very important. आपको नहीं लगता जयदीप दा ये जो फेलियर का जो सीड है, जो सीड बुना गया था, ये डे 1 से ही डाला गया था? बिकॉज ये करंट कमिटी जब 2022 में टुक ओवर किया था तभी ये लोग बोलने लगे थे दैट वी विल गेट इन दिस मनी. देन उन्होंने बोला दैट, फिर मिस्टर चौबे ने कहा, बोल दिया था प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, कहा दैट हम लोग वार लाइट लॉन्च कर देंगे एक सीजन बाद, हम लोग बातचीत करने वाले. तभी पीपल वेर सडनली गेटिंग दैट, नहीं, पीपल वेर गेटिंग गुड होप, चलो अच्छा होने वाला है. बट समहाउ जो रियलिस्टिक बंदे उनको लग रहा था ये ज्यादा पब्लिक गैलरी शो में ही काम करेंगे और ये लोग बात करके निकल जाएंगे. आपको नहीं लगता पहले दिन से ही इसका सीड बो चुके थे और ये 3 साल से हम लोग इसको अभी जस्ट वी आर सीइंग द after effect of these things in these 3 years?
See, I think, Sayan, see, money, how much he promised or what he couldn't do is immaterial at the moment. Money would come if you work properly, the money would come. If you don't work properly, whatever money was coming, that will also stop coming, which is happening at the moment. See, for the first 1 year, I thought the things were going in the right direction. In my opinion, was going, and you can imagine that you can remember that India also went into the first 100 in the FIFA ranking also, and they won 3 consecutive small tournaments. I am not saying they are great tournaments. The 3 Nation in Imphal, or the Continental Cup in Bhubaneswar, or the SAF Cup in in Bangalore, where Kuwait also came, Lebanon also came. They won 3 tournaments. I'm not claiming big; they were big, but they were. It looked that the things were going in the right direction. See, biggest thing of Mr. How much money he couldn't bring, कितना पैसे वो नहीं ला पाए हैं, इतना promise किया था, वो आप भूल जाइए, immaterial. लेकिन apart from domestic, he has destroyed India also in the international front.
Okay.
आप आज सोच के एक चीज मुझे बताइए कि जो लोग आप बोल रहे हैं कि यार ये संदेश जिंगन, ये गुरप्रीत और ये जो भी है, जो प्लेयर्स हैं, शाहल, जो भी छांटे वांटे जो भी प्लेयर है, ये कोई प्लेयर ही नहीं है, इंडिया को जिता नहीं पाता. यही प्लेयर इंडिया को जिता रहे थे, एटलीस्ट लिटिल बिट ऑफ जिता रहे थे, जो भी है छोटा मोटा भी जिता रहे थे. यही टीम आई थिंक द बेस्ट मैच इंडिया प्लेड इन द लास्ट 3 years was against Iraq in Mardika or in Thailand in Kings Cup in Thailand, which is a good ball. And Iraq came with a full side.
Yes,
it is one of India's best matches in the recent years. So these are the players were doing, because you organizationally you have destroyed the system. See, I am not saying Igor Stimac was a great coach. I am not batting for him, but at least he was being allowed to do what he wanted to do. He is a coach. So let him decide what to do. He will give result, otherwise he will go out. He said he under 20, he get long back the Asian Games. He said he under 20 team Asian Games पे जाएगा. So and he submitted the list of players also, which was sent to they send a long list of 50 players for registration. Initial registration. तो उसमें उनका नाम भी भेजा गया. But Mr. Chaubey, without asking anyone, went to government and promised that I will send Sunil Chhetri, I will send Gurpreet Sandhu, I will send Chandesh Jhinga, because he wanted to take credit from the government, from the ministry.
यही तो है ना.
So he and when Igor, the coach, came to know about it, he was completely stranded. He said that there is no point going to Merdeka. He says, let's go to King's Cup, no problem, but go with some of the junior boys. Something, I don't remember what was the exact plan. He gave a plan. His plan was tossed out of the window. It was thrown to the what is the waste paper basket, and Mr. Chaubey had his way. That means, see, when you run a federation, when you run a system, you have to give the coach a free hand to at least do his planning. And you know what happened in the Asian Games. We know what happened in the Asian Games. How poor things were in Asian Games. How the players were traveling one day before the match or something, whatever. The Asian Games was the biggest mess in the Indian football history. If you ask me, there I am definite. It is the worst phase in Indian football history, that Asian Games phase, 2023 Asian Games phase. And if you look at it very carefully, you will look at it, the things started deteriorating from then on. And then Mr. Chaubey had his relationship with the coach completely soured. Okay, if the coach fights with the president of the federation, then coach has to go. Coach has to go, because the president of the federation is the boss. So he has to go. I don't disagree with that. But the manner he was sent, there could have been a talk that you please submit your resignation. When they came back from Asian Cup without scoring a goal and losing all 3 matches, that you please submit your resignation and go. We don't need you. There could have been an understanding with a 3-month salary, 4-month salary, something. You please take. And all coaches, but what did you do? You one fine morning you sacked him. He went to FIFA, and the AIFF coffers were poorer by at least, I think, 3.5 crores or 4 crores.
Yes, 4 crores.
That is because of Mr. Chaubey. That is because of Mr. Chaubey. He destroyed the system and also left a severe dent to the AIFF coffers.
Seriously, it is actually a pain. I think the fans are suffering.
The team which went to 99 is a little careful work from Mr. Chaubey and his committee would have. I am not saying they would have gone 50. They could have become 97. They could have become 96 or over between 90 and 100 somewhere, maybe 105, 102. I can understand why it has come down to 136. Then you took a coach. Then you took a coach, which coach who is also a part-time club coach, and he's a nice man. He's a gentleman. He's a good coach. He has no problem. Mr. Manolo was a very fine coach, and he's still a very good coach. We see his results for FC Goa, and we are always impressed. I think all fans should be impressed with the way he worked.
Yes, 100%.
I am giving you an example. After he became coach, he was called from Goa. Okay. Called from Goa for a meeting, where president was present, and the acting. And that time, acting Secretary General, now Deputy Secretary General, he was also present, and 1 or 2 other people, I think Technical Director, also present. And Mr. Manolo came from Goa with his presentation, with his laptop, everything. He came. He prepared his presentation, everything. You know how long the meeting lasted? 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
there was no discussion. There was no discussion. I met Manolo immediately after the meeting was over, and he told me, why did Mother? He was quite surprised that he was called for a 10 minutes meeting. He didn't complain. He didn't complain. He's a gentle person, and he follows the rule book. He will never say a word against the federation or its bosses. He's a very careful person. So, but I know I don't
दादा, बट तभी तो उनको पता चल गया ये लोग कितने सीरियस है काम में, तो इसलिए उनको भी लगा कार्ड होल्ड के क्या फायदा.
And I think he left because of only one reason. He found that there is a complete lack of seriousness among the people he's working with. So he must have thought, then why should I work here in that case?
सही है, उनका भी सही है. I think उनका तजुर्बा.
So what you have done, systematically you have destroyed the national team. In national team, I am not saying that India will play the World Cup, but the national team, even if with our limited resources, it could have been far better with better organization, which Mr. Chaubey has failed completely in providing it. So today we have come down to how much? 136 or 135? I don't even 136. But, and there is every possibility it might go down further.
ये तो है ही दादा, मतलब ये तो एकदम लिखा हुआ है. आपने सही बोला, आई थिंक स्टार्ट सही था, उसके बाद somehow the momentum was lost. I think there were many changes happening.
What I mean to say, you pick up something he has failed. You talk. I am telling you about this FIFA Academy, which it was met with. It was started with so much fanfare, where Arsene Wenger came. Do your listeners know one thing, that since January? It is January, today is November. Since January 2025 in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar Academy, where the Odisha government is paying a lot of money, there is no coach with the team. There is no foreign coach in the team.
मतलब कौन चला रहा है फिर?
The federation is making the president. हाँ, कोई Indian coaches है, वो चला रहा है.
मतलब
ask them who is the new coach. You go and ask them who is the new coach. I know it from January onwards, but social media is only bothered about ISL and big things. So they have no. From January onwards, the academy in Bhubaneswar doesn't have a coach. The previous FIFA coach has left. Same with Telangana. Telangana players are being scouted with the second FIFA academy. Scouted, but there is no coach. The FIFA hasn't sent any coach. Why? Okay, Telangana has started just now. I can imagine that there will be a coach later on or whatever. You should give them the benefit of doubt. But what about the Bhubaneswar Academy? You tell me. And Mr. Chaubey is publicly saying there will be women's academy also. There will be 6 academies in total. But the academy started in 23 in 23 November when Mr. Arsene Wenger, it was November, I think it was November when Mr. Arsene Wenger
दादा फोटो उड़ गया, अभी सब मजे में है. फोटो आ गया आर्सेन वेंगर के साथ हैंड से.
I don't want to say all these things, but please go and ask them who is the new coach. So anything you pick up, it is not about ISL. On any issue you put your hand, they have completely failed. So if anybody says they are the worst regime, I will not be able to really argue with them. But again, I am telling you, history will judge them. History will judge them, and I am sure history will not be very kind to them.
Obviously, they should not be also. आप जैसे स्टोरी में हम लोग को बताया अभी, that अभी उड़ीसा जो एकेडमी में एक कोच ही नहीं है, फॉरेन कोच चला गया, इंडियन कोच से चला ले रहे, तो क्या मतलब? there is no point in just running, चलाने के लिए चलाना, कोई मतलब ही नहीं बन रहा इसका.
And how much money the Odisha government is spending? Ask the Odisha government. Odisha government is spending serious money for that academy. They are spending serious money.
That's a very sad thing. If this is the situation we are in, तो it's better, I think, जितने जल्दी वो रिजाइन करे. आप अभी तो मेरे को लग रहा है आज ही रात को रिजाइन कर देंगे तब ठीक हो जाएगा. ये रिवाइवल करने में हम लोग को थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, बट ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. फिर ओके, फिर रोज रिजाइन करते हैं आज रात को. सो मैं नेक्स्ट पार्ट में आता हूँ जयदीप दा. आई थिंक वी हैव डिस्कस मोर और लेस एवरीथिंग. आई थिंक हमारे जो रेफरी साहब प्रांजल बनर्जी का क्वेश्चन है, उन्होंने क्वेश्चन डाला है. वो प्रांजल दा ने क्वेश्चन, Pranjal Banerjee, the referee. He has put up this question. He said, tell something about the refereeing department as well. It is also in the same gutter. The way the work has been done. आपको क्या लगता है? आप कुछ बोलना चाहोगे प्रांजल का इस बात में? Anything you want to say?
I won't say much because Pranjal knows more than me. That's the reason. And, and yeah, I think yes, it is, but let's leave it because Pranjal is still an active referee. Pranjal is still an active referee. He's a very good referee. Pranjal still has future in him. So this we can discuss sometime later, right? I don't want to go public on such things. Because nothing will happen to some of the poor referees around could be pushed around by the AIFF. There could be action against some of the referees or whatever. So let's not.
हम लोग भी नहीं चाहते, हम लोग नहीं चाह रहे. मैं सबको बोलूंगा जो स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं सब स्ट्रीम को थोड़ा लाइक कर दीजिए, शेयर कीजिए वीडियो को और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल को IFF न्यूज को. डू लाइक द वीडियो इफ यू लाइक द शो. सो मैं आई कम टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द डिस्कशन. मैं आपको बोलना चाहता हूँ जयदीप दा, लास्ट 3 साल से हम लोग सुन रहे हैं कुछ इरेगुलरिटीज हो रहा है. जब उन टेंडर दिया जा रहा है, ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट दिया जा रहा है. अभी जयदीप दा इरेगुलरिटीज तो चल ही रहा है टेंडर देने में, ब्रॉडकास्टिंग राइट देने में, सुनने में जो आया है. इसमें कोई सच्चाई है क्या? बिकॉज आप दादा आप भी 2 साल थे इस रेजिम के टाइम में, पहले 2 साल. हाँ, यू आर डिस्ग्रंटेड अबाउट मेनी थिंग्स, आप भी खुश नहीं थे, बट आप 2 साल थे. एंड आपको लगता है
I was 3 years there. 3 years.
2.5 years. हाँ, 3 years. तो आपको क्या लगता है? Do you agree there is some irregularities happening in awarding the tenders, broadcasting right? कुछ हो रहा है क्या irregular काम साम? कोई ट्रूथ है क्या इसमें? मतलब कोई सच्चाई है इसके अंदर?
देखिए ये है कि साइन ऐसा है कि this has been going on for a long time. I don't have any evidence in my hand, so I don't want to stick my neck out. But the problem is that it has been going for a long time, and what's happening is that, see, it started from 2023, I think 2023-24 I-League, when certain tenders awarded were questioned by the members, and there was a committee also was formed, something, and so see. The way the tenders been floated, how some of the clauses have been changed in the last 2 years. In several tenders, there were questions raised, but without any concrete evidence being forwarded by anyone. Some of them have given, but since I and you don't have the documents with us, so let us leave it with few ifs and buts attached to it. And before saying anything in public, we should, because it could be defamatory, it could be insulting for people who are there, because if I don't have anything against them, I have no right to speak also about it.
Okay, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, बट ये सुनने में आया था इसलिए just I thought of asking you, because
which all of us have are known, and some of them know more than us.
Sure.
And they say a lot of things which I don't want to repeat.
दादा और एक चीज है जो हम लोग गैदर किए हमारे सोर्सेज से, दैट लीगल एक्सपेंसेस भी AIFF का एक बहुत ज्यादा हाई में चला गया है. कुछ आप थोड़ा बता पाओगे? ये हम लोग कोर्ट कचहरी के में इतना फंस गया है, हमारे लीगल एक्सपेंसेस AIFF के बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ चुका है. आई थिंक बहुत ज्यादा डबल ट्रिपल 4 आई थिंक 10 टाइम्स बढ़ चुका है. तो कैन यू थ्रो सम लाइट ऑन टू इट? कुछ बता पाओगे उसको?
तो है because see, last time when Mr. Praful Patel was the president, last 2 years legal expenses I think went up to 3 crores or something like that. So there was a lot of criticism about it. But same is happening with I think in the last 1 year, if I am not mistaken, I don't have the definite what you say data or the statistics with me, or I cannot tell you the definite amount, but my understanding is, the way I have looked at things, my understanding is the AIFF must have spent from 3 to 4 crores on legal expenses. अरे आपने जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन केस में जो आदमी को लगाया था, वो तो आपका 11 लाख रुपया दिल्ली का ले रहा था. वो तो आपका क्या नाम है, मेरे ख्याल से तो 100 करोड़ रुपए तो ले गया होगा फेडरेशन से. बाकी आपका कैश में केस हुआ, इधर केस हुआ, उधर केस हुआ. देयर वर सो मेनी केसेस. आई थिंक the AIFF is spending on legal expenses like like water. And the Mr. Chaubey tries to say, I think in one of the press conferences, said that legal expenses is increasing because for the simple reason because people are putting case against the AIFF and they have to fight it, which to some extent is true, but not fully true. I think the AIFF is spending a lot of unnecessary money on legal expenses, and a lot of them money I personally feel are being spent to save an individual rather than the federation.
Yeah, that's the sad. That's the sad part. That's the big mistake.
Because when federation says they have no money for anything else, आपके एनएफसी में नेशनल फुटबॉल चैंपियनशिप जितने होता है एज ग्रुप का जितने होता है, पिछले बार तक एक स्टेट एसोसिएशन 22 प्लेयर मेरे ख्याल से रजिस्टर कर सकते थे एंड फेडरेशन वाज पेइंग मनी फॉर 22 प्लेयर्स. इस साल फेडरेशन उसको 20 कर दिया कि आप सिर्फ 20 लड़का ले आओ, लड़की ले आओ, क्योंकि उससे ज्यादा हम पैसे नहीं दे सकते. फेडरेशन हैज बिकम सो, मतलब उनके डेली अलाउंस कम कर दिया, सब कुछ कम कर दिया फेडरेशन. उस पे अगर खर्चा मतलब बिकॉज दे आर सेइंग कि हमारे पास पैसे नहीं है. अगर नहीं है तो आपका लीगल एक्सपेंसेस में कैसे 3 से 4 करोड़ आप दे सकते हैं?
सही बात. नॉट सो इजी है. पता है, मैं आई थिंक द वे द थिंग्स आर हैंडल जहां पर करना चाहिए वो नहीं हो रहा है. आई थिंक दिस इज आपका जो बात है, इट्स अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ दैट. दादा, आई थिंक हम लोग अभी आई कैन आस्क यू दैट दिस इज, आपको क्या लगता है एआईएफएफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव फ्रंट में भी बहुत वीक, दे हैव आल्सो फेल्ड इन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पार्ट, द वे दे हैव मैनेज द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन फॉर लास्ट 3 इयर्स. आपको क्या लगता है इट्स बीन उनको एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में कुछ आता ही नहीं था, उसका ही रिफ्लेक्शन ये है आज जो हमारे जहां पर हम लोग खड़े हैं, इसका रीजन है उनको एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्किल्स उनका जीरो है.
See, to say that even if they have a semblance of an administration is will be an understatement actually. आप तो मैंने आपको जितना अभी तक बताया, पिछले 40-45 मिनट में जितने बताया, वो तो ज्यादातर उनके एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव फेलियर ही है. And the way they are running the office, go to Dwarka and see their football house, how their staff is so dissatisfied. They are not giving people their kind of what you say annual appraisal, annual raise they need नहीं दे रहे हैं. सब जिनका भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिन्यूअल आने के टाइम आ रहा है, उनको 31 दिसंबर तक उनका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिन्यू किया. 31 दिसंबर के बाद किसी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिन्यू नहीं होगा हो सकता है, बट मतलब क्या होता है, अगर आपको फरवरी में आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है तो आपको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 1 साल के लिए रिन्यू किया जाता है अप टू नेक्स्ट फरवरी, जनरली जो होता है हर ऑफिस में. एएफएफ में वही हो रहा था. अब एएफएफ में ये हो गया कि जिसका भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिन्यू है 31 दिसंबर तक करना है, एज इफ एएफएफ विल सीज टू एग्जिस्ट आफ्टर दैट. I am telling you one single incident. There is one person whose contract मतलब finished in November.
Okay.
After his 1-year contract finished in November, he was expecting to get another 1-year contract. He has been given a in the middle of November his contract was actually expiring. He has been given a contract renewal up to December 31. मतलब उनको 1.5 महीने के लिए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया है, विथ एन एश्योरेंस कि बाद में आपको हम बढ़ा देंगे.
तो आपका किराना स्टोरी वाले थ्योरी ये तो अभी तो काम आ रहा है. आप जो बोले थे 6 महीने पहले, 7 महीने पहले, किराना ग्रोसरी शॉप जो आपका थ्योरी था, आई थिंक दे आर लिविंग अप टू दैट एक्सपेक्टेशन. आपका जो आई थिंक यू शुड नॉट बी सरप्राइज्ड, द ग्रोसरी स्टोरी.
Sayan, it is disappointing. It is disappointing.
Yes, really, it is disappointing.
It is disappointing. That is the thing. Think of those people who are working there, how they are being treated by Mr. Chaubey and his men. How they are being treated. Is it the right way to treat a person?
No.
And who is working for football? They are working. You wouldn't have run so many tournaments, so many activities without your staff. You can't. But you are treating the same people with such contempt. Isn't it?
It is very sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. I mean, keeping everything aside, this is very sad state of affairs. Indian football आज जहाँ पर खड़ा है, I think काफी sad. आपने जो चीज को आज दर्शाया है, जो स्टोरी आज आप लोगों को बताई, it's really a wake up call, I think. हम लोग को तो generally people who are covering Indian football अभी लोगों का भी इंटरेस्ट कम हो जा रहा है because the way the things are handled. आई थिंक ये एक बात है. आई थिंक एक क्वेश्चन आया है, आई थिंक ये आंसर ना आई थिंक जयदीप दाई दे. आई थिंक ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. ISL is starting from January 1 according to Kalyan Chaubey, and Marcus has also said ISL will start from January 1 to May 31st. So आपको क्या लगता है ये पॉसिबल है? मतलब because I have asked many people दादा, ये मतलब how this we can give a date to this kind of things because हम लोग कुछ पता ही नहीं है.
See, this will only time will tell. If 31st, I don't know whether the clubs will do it or there will be a rebid process because Nageswara, I think yesterday or today, Nageswara has submitted his report to the Supreme Court. And now what Supreme Court says, there are so many ifs and buts involved in it. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Sure. And Shomo ka ek question hai, give us some about our Ryan Williams NOC. Till today afternoon, what I checked till today afternoon, Ryan Williams has not received his NOC. So Shomo, your answer is here. आज शाम तक उनको ऑस्ट्रेलियन फुटबॉल फेडरेशन से NOC नहीं मिला अभी तक. They are waiting for the NOC to come. अगर 17 तारीख तक जो है मैच डे -1 से पहले अगर उनका NOC नहीं आता है तो he will be not able to be registered for the game और वो बांग्लादेश मैच मिस करेंगे. तो संडे तक उनको आना ही है, मंडे तक, एटलीस्ट बाय मंडे फर्स्ट हाफ तक उनका आ जाना चाहिए NOC फॉर हिम टू प्ले द मैच अगेंस्ट बांग्लादेश ऑन ट्यूसडे 18 तारीख को, जो हम लोग ढाका में खेल रहे हैं अगेंस्ट बांग्लादेश अवे. तो ये बात सोमो, आई थिंक वी आर एबल टू क्लियर यू ऑन दिस. एंड आई थिंक दादा, टू सम इट अप, डू यू थिंक दादा that when we will see at least a light at the end of this tunnel? Actually कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा दादा. आज के दिन में भी people are left, उनको लग रहा है कि कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. काफी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट है फैंस में बिकॉज हम लोग डेली बात करते हैं, फैंस लोग हम लोग को DM करते हैं, जब वी टॉक टू फैंस ऑफ ऑल द जनरली जो क्लब्स है जो इंडियन फुटबॉल में पार्ट है, उनसे बात करते रहते हैं. क्वाइट डिसअपॉइंटेड. कुछ लग रहा है दादा कुछ हो सकता है?
मैं देखिए कोई डेफिनेट डेट में क्या होगा ये तो मतलब आई एम नॉट एन एस्ट्रोलॉजर, neither I am I'm a palmist, so it is very difficult for me to say when it will start, but it will be played. As I told you before also, football will not stop. Indian football is too big for all these problems. It has been played for 150 years. It will be played in future also. It will be played in near future also. And I said last time also, I said in your show that despite Mr. Chaubey's best efforts, Indian football will continue. I repeat it, despite Mr. Chaubey's best efforts, Indian football will continue. It's too big. It's too big. Too much of involvement. Millions of people are involved in it. Thousands of boys and girls want to play it. They will play football, and Indian football will go on. Indian football, it is only a temporary phase. Today or tomorrow, we'll get over this temporary phase, and the ball will start rolling on the ground. Somehow or the other, there will be a few hiccups because of this delay in between and all this uncertainties we are going through. There will be a few hiccups, but that doesn't mean football will be stopped. Football will be played.
I think ये जो आपका बात है, I totally agree with you, and I say to everybody also, and I think it's a tremendous thing you say that Indian football will stay, and I think यही चीज हम लोग को भी drive करता है as an fan, as an content creator. We are also driven by the statements shared by you that Indian football will go on, whatever may be the situation. There will be the best of efforts to finish it, but I think Indian football is too big a thing. I think totally agree with you, Dada, on this. Thank you, Jaydeep, for your time, and I think it was lovely chatting with you. I think we can spend hours of time chatting about Indian football, and I think all the fans, all our fan followers who have been following our channel for a long time has been truly enlightened by the vision and the stories shared by you. Thank you, Jaydeep da. Thank you all the people who watched the show. And I would say,
Thank you
do
to
like
all of
the
you.
video. Thank you. Do like the video and share with your friends and family who are following Indian football, and do follow us in Twitter and do subscribe our channel IFF News. Good night from us. We'll catch up.